The morning sun rose slowly over the kingdom, spreading golden light across the palace gardens. Dew sparkled on every blade of grass, and the air smelled sweet, like lilies and morning rain. Cinderella stepped outside with a basket of fresh bread and fruit, her heart light after the magical night she had spent by the moon lake. The moon's melody still lingered in her thoughts, and she hummed it softly as she walked. Birds fluttered down to greet her, chirping cheerfully, while 2 rabbits hopped at her feet. "Good morning, little ones," Cinderella said with a smile. "You're up early today." The animals squeaked and chirped as if they had news to share. One of the bluebirds tugged gently at the ribbon of her sleeve, pointing its beak toward the far end of the royal orchard, a part of the garden Cinderella had never explored before. "Oh, you want me to follow?" she asked curiously. The birds nodded, wings fluttering. Intrigued, Cinderella followed them down a winding path, behind the rose bushes and past the fountain. The further she went, the quieter the world became. The air grew still, and the scent of flowers changed, no longer bright and lively, but deeper, older, as though the place carried memories of 1,000 forgotten springs. She finally stopped before an ancient stone archway half covered in ivy. At its top was an inscription worn by time. Cinderella brushed off the moss and read the faint letters aloud, "The Garden of Forgotten Wishes." Her eyes widened in wonder. Forgotten wishes. Oh, how magical. She stepped through the archway, and her breath caught. The garden beyond was unlike anything she'd ever seen. Glowing flowers of every color filled the air with soft light: blue, gold, silver, violet. They grew on vines, in fountains, and even floated like lanterns above the grass. The air shimmered as if the garden itself were dreaming. "What a beautiful place," Cinderella whispered. She knelt beside a pale blue flower that pulsed softly, almost like it was breathing. When she touched its petals, a whisper filled the air, a child's voice, gentle and wistful. "I wish I could see the stars again." Cinderella gasped softly and looked around. Was that a voice? The flower glowed brighter, and the voice whispered again, "I wished long ago." But no one remembered. Cinderella placed her hand gently over the bloom. "Then I'll remember for you," she said softly. Just then, a soft rustle echoed through the garden. From behind a willow tree stepped a tiny figure, not quite a fairy, but not human either. She had wings made of petals and a dress woven from leaves that glimmered like silver threads. "You shouldn't be here," the little creature said kindly. "Few find their way to this place." Cinderella smiled. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to intrude. I heard the flowers calling." The creature tilted her head, eyes bright. "You heard them?" "Yes," Cinderella said. "They're people's forgotten wishes, aren't they?" The creature nodded. "You are right. I am Leora, guardian of this garden. Every time someone makes a wish with all their heart but forgets it as the years pass, the wish comes here and grows into a flower. They bloom until they fade away completely, but no one has listened to them for a very long time." Cinderella looked around at the countless glowing blooms and felt a pang of sadness. "So many forgotten dreams," she murmured. "They must be so lonely." Leora fluttered closer. "Most humans move on and never look back at their dreams, but each forgotten wish still hopes to be remembered, even for a moment." Cinderella stood up and took a deep breath. "Then maybe I can help them remember." She walked through the garden, touching each flower gently, whispering softly as she went. "You wanted to dance beneath the stars. You wished for courage. You dreamed of love, of kindness, of peace." Each time she spoke, the flowers shimmered brighter, as if her words gave them life. Leora watched with wide eyes. "You're waking them," she said in awe. "I'm not waking them," Cinderella replied with a smile. "I'm listening. That's all they ever wanted." As she continued, the air grew warmer, and the flowers' glow merged into one great light that rose like a mist above the garden. The whispers turned into a gentle chorus, thousands of soft voices singing together in gratitude. It was beautiful and bittersweet, like the sound of raindrops and laughter all at once. Leora's wings sparkled as she floated closer. You've done something even I could not. You've given their dreams back to the stars. Cinderella's eyes filled with tears. Everyone's heart deserves to be remembered, even their forgotten wishes. Leora smiled and touched Cinderella's hand. Take this, dear one. From her palm, a tiny flower bud appeared, silver, glowing faintly. It will bloom whenever you help another remember their dream. It is called the wishing bloom. It will remind you that no dream is ever truly lost. Cinderella accepted it gently. Thank you, Leora. I'll take care of it. As she stepped back toward the archway, the flowers shimmered brighter one last time, filling the air with light. Their whispers faded, but the peace they left behind stayed in her heart. When she returned to the palace, the prince met her in the courtyard. You were gone so long, he said softly. I was starting to worry. Cinderella smiled, her eyes glowing. I found something wonderful, a garden full of forgotten wishes. He laughed gently. Only you could find something like that. She placed the tiny silver bud on her windowsill, beside her moon crystal, star pendant, and heart-leaf charm. The four treasures shimmered together, their lights blending into a soft rainbow glow. That night, as she fell asleep, the wishing bloom began to open, just a little, and a faint whisper filled the room. Thank you for remembering me. Cinderella smiled in her dreams, and the kingdom slept under a sky filled with twinkling stars, each one a dream reborn. So remember, little dreamers, even the wishes you forget are still growing somewhere, waiting to shine again when kindness finds them. If you enjoyed this gentle tale, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Little Dreamland Tales, and ring the bell so you never miss the next magical bedtime story. Sweet dreams, and may your forgotten wishes bloom again tonight.